Knowing things is very, very important. I mean, having facts about the world, that's important to do things in the world. And this video is about facts about the world. You see, I have gotten a lot of facts and fun information, and I am here to talk about them in a YouTube video that are random facts. Now, specifically in this YouTube video, I am trying to get to you facts that you probably don't know and probably don't need to know. So these are useless facts about the world that you probably don't know, probably don't need to know, but I'm still going to tell you anyway, because I'm bored. So, starting with the first fact, because that's how numbers work, did you know that tigers, when they are grown, have about 30 teeth? Now, these teeth are 16 on the top and 14 on the bottom, and that is the configuration of tiger teeth. Now, I don't think you'll need to know this unless you're a tiger, and even then I don't think you'll have to know this, because if you're a tiger and you're listening to this video and can understand what I'm saying, I think you're going to have a lot more problems in life than knowing how many teeth you have. I mean, I think that's like pretty low on the list of things you need to know. But there you go. Tigers have 30 teeth. Who knew? So, our second fact is that the Sun and the Earth are approximately 93 million miles away from each other, which is pretty far. Now, why is this fact here? Well, I doubt that you knew this, because I don't know why you would, unless you just like the sun or something, or like if you unless you really like the sun and want to know a lot of information about it. Or like it's a part of your job or something, which goes on to the second thing, which is I don't think that like a lot of people need to know this information because like it's pretty useless because like there's not many like jobs or places in life that make you need to know this unless you're like designing something for like space. And in that case, how did you not know this? If you're designing something for space, then you should probably know this already. So if you're watching this video and you didn't know this fact, then you probably don't need to know it, which is why it's here. The sun's pretty far away, huh? So, for the third fact, Shakespeare died about 407 years ago, which is kind of interesting just looking back at how long ago he was and his impact now. I still think this is not like the most important thing to know because like you don't really need to know when he died. It's more about like what he did, and you don't really need to know the exact number of years it's been since he died, especially since that number changes every year. But there you go. I mean, it could be kind of useful, but not useful enough to get it out of this list. So, for our fourth fact, this is kind of leaning into more important, but like not really something that you need to know. So, like, here's what I'm saying. The fourth fact is that 150,000 people die a day. Now, this is an important thing. It's an important thing to know, but it's not like a useful thing to know, because, like, it's not really useful in your day-to-day life to know how many people die a day. You're not, like, I mean, if you need to know this in your job, you must have a really scary job, but there you go. It's not really like an important fact that you need to know. It's like an interesting fact that you probably didn't know, and but you probably just don't need to know. It's interesting and it's not a good, but there you go. A lot of people die a day, which is very sad. So, for our fifth fact, it's more lighthearted, kind of, which is ostriches can run up to 43 miles an hour, which is really fast considering it's a bird that's like running. Now, I would advise you, I mean, I guess this really isn't a useful fact unless you're an ostrich, but I mean, I can think of one reason where it could be useful where it's like if you're running away from an ostrich, don't, but if you're in the position where you're running away from an ostrich or you're thinking about it, I'm sorry. I think it's too late for you. But there you go. Ostriches can run really fast, faster than you probably thought, because they're really big and they're ostriches. So we're finally on our sixth fact, which is the fact that I think is most interesting, which is why I saved it for last, because, that's cool. I don't know. But it is that in olden times, the color purple used to be very important and used for, like, very important people who were rich, because it was, like, really hard to get. Because it really only came from one place, which was sea snails. And there was this entire process to extract purple from it. It was really tedious. And so purple became this like delicacy, purple dye. And so there you go. Now, I don't think this is important for like nowadays because I mean, I'm not squashing snails to get purple and people aren't squashing snails to get purple anymore. So like I don't think it's important nowadays as much. But if you lived a long time ago and you wanted a purple robe or for your kingdomship, you would need to squish some snails. So now we have reached the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you have learned absolutely everything, or I hope you've learned a lot, and I hope that you will never need to use these facts ever again, because that's the point of the video. I hope that everything you've learned here is useless, and you have wasted your time. I don't know what else to say. This is a pretty weird video. Goodbye.